Last episode, we discovered something surprising: brightness lies. A nearby average star can easily outshine a giant star that's thousands of light years away. So imagine you're an astronomer. Your job is to rank the brightest stars in the galaxy. How would you do it? Would you simply look at the night sky? That would be like deciding the tallest mountain by looking out of your bedroom window. Mount Everest might not even be visible, so astronomers had to invent a completely different system, one that ignores the illusion created by distance. And today you're going to understand exactly how it works. Over 2000 years ago, a Greek astronomer named Hipparchus looked at the night sky. He divided visible stars into 6 groups. The brightest stars he called first magnitude. The faintest stars the human eye could barely see he called sixth magnitude. Simple, no telescopes, no computers, just human eyesight. It wasn't perfect, but it worked surprisingly well. Even today, astronomers still use the word magnitude, only now it's much more precise. Here's the strange part. In astronomy, smaller numbers mean brighter objects. Yes, it's backwards. Magnitude 1 is brighter than magnitude 2. Magnitude 0 is brighter than magnitude 1. Negative numbers even brighter. The sun has an apparent magnitude of about minus 26.7, the full moon about minus 12.7. Astronomy is probably the only subject where getting minus 26 means you're absolutely brilliant. Now we can finally define something. Apparent magnitude. This simply means how bright an object appears from Earth. That's all. Notice something important. It doesn't tell us how much energy the star actually produces. It only tells us what reaches our eyes. Now comes the math. Now suppose we know two things. We know the star's apparent magnitude and we know its distance. Can we calculate its absolute magnitude? Yes, using one elegant equation. This equation is called the distance modulus. Let's decode it. M means apparent magnitude, M means absolute magnitude, D is distance measured in parsecs. Looks complicated. Let's use real numbers. Suppose a star is exactly 10 parsecs away, then apparent magnitude and absolute magnitude become exactly the same. Pretty clever. One real example. Let's compare two famous stars. Sirius, it's the brightest star in our night sky. Its apparent magnitude is minus 1.46. Now look at Rigel, its apparent magnitude is around plus 0.1. So Sirius looks brighter, but now compare their absolute magnitudes. Sirius about plus 1.4, Rigel around minus 6.7. Suddenly everything changes. If both stars were placed 10 parsecs away, Rigel would completely outshine Sirius. Our eyes were fooled again, not because Sirius is more powerful, but because Sirius is much closer to Earth. So today we've learned something powerful. Apparent magnitude tells us how bright a star appears. Absolute magnitude tells us how bright it would appear if every star were placed 10 parsecs away, and the distance modulus is the bridge between the two. It converts appearance into reality. But here's another question. This entire equation depends on one thing, the distance. So how do astronomers measure the distance to stars that are trillions of kilometers away without flying there, without sending probes, without leaving Earth? That's exactly what we'll uncover in the next episode.